This is the process shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen Head, a surreal comedy from 1968 directed by Bob Rafelson, starring celebrated pop rock band The Monkees. At least I think they're celebrated. Anyways, it's a bit of a trip, wholly engaging itself in a non-narrative experience of the band as they perform live music, act in various TV productions, endorse random products and commercials, and ultimately live their days as slaves to a system which has watered down their creative potential and ability into a product to be exploited and marketed, despite there being larger issues beyond them which they can and want to engage with. At least that's probably the message being put out here. Admittedly, when it comes to trying to discern a central idea in all of this, it's either a pointless quest or easier done than said. On one hand, the movie spends a good amount of time making light of its own structure, its lead actors, everything that it's doing, and even its own existence in a way. There's a great amount of fun being had at the expense of the Monkees themselves, who do have their clever moments, but are portrayed less as beloved icons and more as general nuisances or distractions. On the other hand, this is almost completely by design, in that the movie only exists to tear down any other expectations of what constitutes a film like this. It's a bit hard to explain, but I've always been bad at that. Basically, it's an anarchic romp both in how it treats the Monkees themselves, as well as how it treats itself. Scenes happen because they seem like something that would be fun to try, and then they flow into each other less for the sake of a narrative flow, and more because the writers figured out a cool transition for them. There are various ideas thrown into the film here and there, from the band's role as positive influences to the good old-fashioned Vietnam War, and they come and go whenever it seems appropriate to include them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but ultimately seems to serve the purpose of being as much of an artistic statement about celebrity, Hollywood, and the world outside of those walls, as much as it is a movie about four guys in a band trying to get out of a bad contract. Sort of. As for the technical elements, it feels a bit like a cross between a low-budget affair and a high-effort production, at least in the amount of variety seen throughout the film. With the amount of movie genres and television standards being spoofed, it's only natural that the movie has as many places to be as it does. From an active war zone, to a concert hall, to studio backlots, to a desert landscape. Cinematography is a bit less dynamic than this, switching between cinematic choices and more standard TV-like angles, rather than sticking to one of those alone. Editing is very much a focus within the overall production, what with how much it jumps between scenes while being able to maintain a physical or spatial flow. Ultimately, it's a bit easier to say that the movie is outright experimental, or at least that it experiments with its narrative, its commentary, and the way that it brings it all together in a manner which is at once hard to decipher and easy to take in. Head, Bob Rafelson, 1968. 4 stars. I do recommend giving it a watch. And that's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have something to add, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. Also, a bit of an update. I didn't find any batteries for the camera. No big deal. I'm sure something will pop up sooner or later, but I don't think they have much juice left in them. I'm not sure I can do too many more reviews. Maybe like 2 or 3. I suppose 900 movie reviews is a good place to take a break.